Hello, Magical Boots. Welcome to your pick a card reading answering what void is he unconsciously filling with you. Starting off with pile 1, we have raw sulfur, pile 2, raw brucite, pile 3, magnetic hematite, pile 4, SumBeam calcite, pile 5, pyrite, pile 6, mint green tourmaline. Welcome, Pile 1. This is your reading for what void is he unconsciously filling with you? And what is his mind, body, soul, heart, and surroundings have to say about it? We're starting off with the Lover's card. His mind is saying he just wants to experience the joys of life and sees you as someone who he can enjoy them with, but also admires how you enjoy it. Now, with the Two of Cups, it's not the same as the Lover's card. The Two of Cups is more of a base, honest relationship of mutual exchange, being defined by the Two of Swords, where there's just true communication, no negative intent, just here for each other. As for his body, it's in an energy of 9 of Wands, which means he's emotionally, our body, when we go through trauma, our body remembers it whether our mind was there to experience it or not. Our body remembers it and holds on to it if we didn't properly process it. Right now, his body is in that 9 of Swords, healing from past heartaches of whatever his past relationships was like. Now, with the 10 of Cups, his body is in a state of wanting to experience happiness and virtue. But he's also that little innocent kid that kind of knows everything, right? And with the 8 of Pentacles, he's not, you can see his arms aren't receptive, but he's very much there to experience what's going on. Now, his soul is coming from a Fool perspective. The original meaning of this Fool has to do with following your innate urges, and I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean urges like, if you look in the background, you can almost see that even though they're flowers, they almost look like gears of a clock. And that represents the universe and how it works. You can see the gears in one density, and then another, you can see the energy moving around through the gears. And with that said, the Fool kind of represents someone who is following the gears of the universe, like another puzzle piece in the whole multi-dimensional puzzle. And when the Fool follows his urges, he's not just blindly, ignorantly following, not thinking of the next step. He's a gear within the universe, a puzzle that's there for a reason, and is being moved through by this energy for a reason. He knows that if he follows this urge, the universe is going to show him why he's there. So he knows, soul-wise, you guys are meeting because you guys are magnetized towards each other for a reason. As for his heart's energy, it's in the Devil. This has to do with why you guys are connecting to each other, and it just means he he wants to hang out with you because he sees that you guys kind of almost come from the same innocent shadows of like, maybe you guys have the same type of background, inside jokes or things like that, of where maybe you remind him of childhood. However, when the Five of Pentacles is there, it means that you can almost see her walking out the door, like he doesn't really expect you to stick around. Whether you're going to stay there or not, he's not in a place, his heart isn't open to that emotional base. As you can see, these are both pentacles. They're not, his heart isn't being supported by the Two of Cups, even though his mind is. His heart is in this like hands tied behind my back, but I'm still going to experience the vice or virtues that exist. Each of these cards is represented by two energies. You either have cursive 2 or regular font 2. So the regular font is more like, for example, the Two of Hearts. This is monogamous based love versus its counterpart calligraphy 2 of Hearts. It has 3 people in the picture, kind of signifying that baseline idea of love, but not monogamous, if that makes sense. I literally explained that the most complicated way possible. So with this Two of Swords and this Two of Swords, these are about vice or virtue, mentally and in his surroundings. With the Six of Swords, you can almost see the swords are building up this tower moment, but in Six of Swords tarot, it's a visual of a man taking his family across the sea to a better future or just a better place. So this card signifying the surroundings card literally is saying, I want to move to a better place. But under this tarot art specifically, it's kind of just signifying the idea of a ship is following the place of least resistance. So mentally, he's just looking to be surrounded by a place where he's getting minimal resistance against what his perspectives, and he sees you as that person where he can share that safe space. He won't feel judged, etc. These are his personality cards. He got Cindy Crawford and the Ace of Pentacles. Cindy Crawford is about living in the spotlight or being the center of attention, being looked up to, being a model citizen, all these things that you can picture this high-end model looking like. Like he might follow specific natural remedies or eat really healthy, stuff like that. With the kitty pointing, symbolizing he's not afraid to call everything like he sees it. And the fact that the slippers are red, it reminds me of Dorothy when she comes home and she's kind of the center of attention. She kind of wakes up out of bed and everybody's looking at her like, are you okay? And if she had her red slippers in that moment, she would kind of show them off and be like, look at what I got when I was traveling through Oz's world. Like he kind of just wants to bring the magic and point it out in reality. With the Ace of Pentacles, like the Eight of Pentacles, it's kind of signifying he's working to build his wealth. And it's kind of where his main focal is. And that kind of explains why his heart is in that double energy of closed off, but wants to enjoy life anyways. As for your overall connection, this card is signifying he he's either a Cancer or he has an abundant amount of emotion for you. And he's kind of like the type of person that no matter who, what, when, or where you call, he'll text back and be excited about. It says deepest placed in the ocean, referring to the Mariana Trench, which is kind of just like a never-ending chapter. In case you didn't know, the Mariana Trench is about Earth eating herself, but then also coming out the other end. Just like endless cycles. And kind of sees you as a constant in his life. But also with the deepest place in the ocean, it's just kind of saying like he gets to tap that a little deeper. If you know what I mean. This card signifies how he perceives you. This is one big eye, and these two stars, or galaxies I mean, represent the glimmer in your eye. And he's attracted to you and wants to spend time with you because he sees that you know how to enjoy life, and not just enjoy it, but really like something about the way you perceive or literally look at things and admire everything makes him want to admire life with you. This card says Divine Feminine, birthing fertility, kind of just being like he really sees you as that innocent female who is free to be herself. This card signifies the void he's filling. It says digital love spell. You guys text each other and brighten each other's days when you text each other, or maybe you have really light-hearted conversations. Inspire him to continue talking to you and kind of just continue admiring you from afar. If he looks to your social media and then DMs you from like a story that you posted, this almost looks like a phone, and he like was looking through your stories and initiated a conversation. But also the distance might kind of like help him with his confidence of being able to speak to you. Now this card represents the hindering thought that has him wanting to come back to you or wanting to message you, wanting to reach out. It says quack quack, it's me. And that kind of energy kind of just signifies he reaches out to you because he wants to be kind of like cute, innocent, adorable, and free-spirited, and that's something that he can do with you. And then these cards signify what he responds to himself when these thoughts come up in his mind. It says, we met on Chatterolette. Calm down. That's a secret I'll never tell. Hehe, you sound angry. Ew, you have an Android? So he might feel like a sense of judgment between these two cards. It's kind of just like he feels like he has to meet certain expectations of yours if like you're just not gonna let just anybody into your life. There's certain ways to treat a lady, or certain ways to, like, you might expect him to pay the bill if you're on a real date, or like things like that, you know. And he might note that you're upset if he wouldn't have paid the bill. He knows that you on the low would have like added that to like a mental note. This is the supporting card for what that hindering thought about you is. It says, while Harry was struggling with a cultimancy, Snape got a glimpse of, and this is what he thinks you would reply to him. The unnerving fact that Gilderoy Lockhart had hundreds of adoring female fans, was an expert at memory erasing charms, and chose to work in a school. So with the Cup of Page and kind of just being like memory erasing and work in a school, he might know that you see him as someone that's just barely learning to be that King of Cups energy. And when you guys hang out, he might not necessarily remember every single little thing that you say. And even though he takes special time to ask certain things or be there for you, he might end up proving that he doesn't remember everything you say. With the Ace of Pentacles being under what he thinks you think of him, he knows that you see him for what he is. You guys might have some sort of telepathic communication. My first impression of this card is almost seeing like the pink come into the blue's personal scope of information and kind of come in and just like have this Mandalorian moment of space of virtue of divine information and kind of just download everything he's doing or telepathically thinking. You might have proven to him that you can remote view what he's seeing, or some sort of telepathic communication where you've proven to him that you see him for what he is. Swords says George's missing ear, which reminds me, and actually these two remind me of Van Gogh. And kind of like everybody thinks he cut off his ear because he had gone insane. But ironically, the part of his ear where he cut off, it's like a tuning muscle within our ear where we are able to hear the different downloads that the universe has to give us. And when we feel like that pinch or that pain, it means that that information our body just downloaded was too much for us to be able to understand, and it kind of like, it literally physically hurts the body. Instead, if you are able to understand the information in a non-painful way, that's when you're physically able to tune yourself and use that little muscle to be able to physically hear what's going on in the spiritual world. And this card says performing oral on the night bus, 5 of Wands. So with these two fives, it's kind of feeling like there's something fiery. It's kind of reminds me of these two cards right here, where there's certain levels of expectations that he knows you want him to meet, and at some point he's trying to decide if he wants to be like naughty about it. He's still in a place of understanding what love spell really would mean to him and his current situation in life overall. Thank you, Pile 1. This has been your reading. Welcome, Pile 2. This is your reading for what void is he filling with you, and what is his mind, body, soul, heart, and surroundings have to say about it. Already, with all these money cards, we can see his mind and physical state of being is prioritizing money and has been why can't I talk? He's been prioritizing money for a while and has gotten to that point where he has laid down the foundation and is now waiting for everything to come in order, and is at that point in time where he wants to find somebody to enjoy what's about to come in with. However, with these two cards, it's signifying he has a short temper, and with the Ace of Spades and this image of having an empty cradle, it's kind of signifying the lack of innocence and just not being able to kind of like calmly witness something that's happening and have objective opinion on it versus a completely subjective, all about him. That's what this is. The King of Pentacles is in this energy of it's all about me, and doesn't really take the time to open up his heart and witness somebody else's experience of what's happening. His mind is being clarified by the King of Cups, meaning mentally he's looking to be with someone that cleans up and makes him feel like a King of Cups. With all this temper, this water signifies like someone coming in and kind of shaking his reality and reminding him that it's not as serious as he's making it out to seem. Kind of reminding him where's reality, and also maybe looking for someone that can help water his crops if you're coming in with that energy of calmness and soothing. His body is in a state of justice. He has a set thought on what life should be, where everybody should be at. Because of this, he's working incredibly hard to keep his life balanced of the way he perceives himself. With the Four of Cups under his soul, this lack of innocence is he would never acknowledge it on a 3D reality because it's his soul that's really wanting that hole to be filled by that fourth cup. But he's mentally concentrated on these empty 3 cups that he's working very hard to fill, but isn't really putting the emotion behind it to actually be able to fill them. It's almost like he trapped himself, and the soul reaction to come find you is kind of like, once again, like, we need someone to clean us up emotionally, like comb through and understand us and bring back that idea of home. When you think of the OG red farm, it's that homestead value of self-sufficiency. You're not going to go out to your market that's like 30 miles away to get something that you grew at home. There's no empty void to fill because you're getting it all from your homestead place. His heart is being clarified by the Ace of Pentacles. Pentacles usually is about the mind being preoccupied with the issues of the matrix. And yes, although the rings are here and like there's like subtle things signifying towards connection and a love-based reality, these cards specifically aren't being clarified by love. Even with the 3 of Cups, it's like it kind of hinders along, like it might be a vice. I gotta like protect my innocent self, and the reality of it is I'm focused on making money and making sure that can come home at the end of the day, take off my shoes and relax. But also with his surroundings, verified by the Page of Wands, it could signify his insecurities with his manhood. He might still be learning how to pursue women and how to be there for them. Kind of like might be why we can understand his short temper or need to come off very like stone cold. Like we said with the Justice card, it's kind of just like black and white, looking to see if people are following what we generally perceive as wealth. His personality cards are being clarified by the Ace of Cups and Uma Thurman. The Ace of Cups is about the idea of manifesting something, but actually working very hard to make sure that that cloud showed up right there to hold that cup and create this manifested rainbow, which is being reflected right here at the bottom foundation where all the hard work was actually upheld to hold this pillar and attract this rain, cloud, thunder, and lightning. right? But then the rain is actually the reason we were able to see the rainbow. Like, there's all these different pieces that came together, and a lot of hard work came together to see this one magical moment in time. And if he had a rough upbringing, you could see why he could be extremely protective of this rainbow moment. Your connection is clarified by the narwhal card, which we see as the unicorn of the ocean. And it's kind of coming back to this magical place of innocence, of wanting to experience life from a childlike perspective. As this is a card signifying how he perceives you, it says resilient, bold, sassy. He just sees you as someone who's not afraid to show who you are and stand up for what you believe in. As for the void he's filling with you, it says improve family luck. He might see you as having everything you could possibly want and being able to manifest something without working very hard. As like right here, his void, he might actually see you as somebody who just gets handed things and wants that too. And if he had a rough childhood, he might be looking for ways to improve his family luck and not be just another chain in his family karma. This is the thought, hindering thought, which leads him to contact you. It says, you know the part in the Titanic when Rose lets go of Jack? Anyway, I would never let go of you, my love. This is what he replies to his hindering thoughts. It's about you. It says, isn't that written in the Bible somewhere? I get, wow, like kind of that martyr idea of he wants to be right. Is this a Coldplay lyric? I can't tell, lol. No thanks, I'm trying to focus on myself right now. This is a supporting card for his hindering thought about you. It says, Nate finds blank disturbing yet oddly charming. And this is how he thinks you will reply to him. Harry and Hermione fucking one time when they are 30 and never mentioning again. A penis patronus, using your safe word. Using a dick as a port key. With the Queen of Swords, it's kind of like, once again, you're not really afraid to speak your mind out. And he appreciates that as long as it's not aimed at him. If it's aimed at him, that idea of black and white, like he might come in to be perceived one way, but then acting a completely different way. With the penis patronus, is kind of going back to that idea of he might think that on a sexual level, he's really not cut out to be the one for you. Or you just don't see him as satisfying. And with the Six of Cups, it says using your safe word, goes back to his temper of like assuming that no matter what he says at the end of the day, he was in a safe place to say it. And if you took it personally, that was up to you because you're resilient, bold, and sassy. Thank you, Pile 2. This has been your reading. Welcome, Pile 3. This is your reading to answer what void is he filling with you? And what does his mind, body, soul, heart, and surroundings have to say about it? With the Ace of Pentacles, he's looking for opportunity. And with the Two of Hearts, it's mutual exchange. The other thing that caught my eye right away is his soul is under the Five of Cups energy when it comes to you, meaning your souls came together on a deep level because you have the same void to fill. But what's wild about this card coming with the Two of Clubs, aka Two of Wands, it's about having a soul contract to do that. So you two create that opportunity. And this soul contract leads back to the Page of Swords. You're both diving into this new world of knowledge and learning at the same level how the universe works. And his heart just wants to share that harmony and safe space with you. This is the overall energy of your connection. It says lightning is a brief, powerful electrical discharge caused when moist air passes through the electrical field. So lightning is about following the path of least resistance. And with the opportunity card and the Four of Wands, currently his overall space is that Four of Wands energy of just life being perfect and having the space to do what you want and be who you are. But then this is the energy of where he's at with you, where it's like at the end of the day there's some obstacle or red tape to get to you and hang out with you. So he's kind of like trying to follow the path of least resistance and kind of assuming divine timing will lead you guys together and is neither like against it nor like putting energy into it. You can almost see this looks like a flickering candle. I don't know if you've heard of that meditation practice where you meditate and stare at the flame, and as you watch it move, you pay attention to your energy and how your energy interacts with this flame. It's like he's still at that step, trying to figure out how the universe really works and where he truly stands within that. Now, this is the energy he sees you under. It says third eye, visions manifesting, meditation. Our sexual energy comes out through our third eye, and in this visual you can clearly see that her energy is so strong that it's creating actual wind within the 3D reality. And it brings us back to this lightning. It's like it's not just a King of Wands moment or a Queen of Wands moment. It's so much more powerful than that. It's like when your activated energy and his come together, you guys create a storm on a physical 3D level because of how much you two admire each other and how incredibly powerful you are. And it's kind of like bewildering to have gotten to experience what magic really means to you. This is the void he's filling by contacting you. It says move on after love. And your main ingredients are, well, I'll just read them all. It says white candle, rhodonite, crystal, tumbled stone. And the importance of it saying tumbled stone is tumbled stones are meant to subtly add their energy into the atmosphere, little by little, not all at once or aggressively, if that makes sense. Now, the other thing that it says is study the flickering flame. So your person might be into meditating with these different aspects like the flame. I don't think this card, his void isn't specifically about moving on after a 3D relationship. It's more like moving on from who he used to be. So it kind of leads us back to the whole, you got soul contract. With soul contracts, it's about growth and connection. His personality card is Pharrell Williams and Hierophant, meaning his sole purpose right now is to be happy. And as the void card literally says, forever happy is my goal. So this card is literally just about living the best life has to offer. This card is an owl where you can see DNA activation happening because he's focused on what he's doing while paying attention to everything around him and having to do with his goals. And the other wild thing is that this card has the purple ultraviolet, and this card has the purple ultraviolet seeing eye, meaning that you both are able to have that together and connect on an incredibly deep level, which he hasn't been able to experience before. This card is the hindering thought which leads him to contact you. It says, ever since the girls on the dance team started paying attention to you, it's like I'm not even here. This card could signify that he only has eyes for you, but inadvertently feels like all eyes are on you because you have this majestic power about you. So it's like he's aware that other people are interested, and it's like he's kind of like in the bushes, hiding in the shadows, or not actively hiding, but everybody else standing out around you. He's not sure that you really exist anymore. The blue cards are responses he has for himself after these thoughts like come on. Says, not gonna lie, was expecting a better happy birthday text, but I guess this works too. Why did you send that message with confetti? Grandma, you definitely have the wrong number. I just found this phone at a Starbucks, but I'm down for sure. This card is a supporting for his hindering thought about you. It says, Tim Riddle was shocked when Ginny began to write about blank in the diary. Becoming immortal at the price of your nose. This says what he thinks you'll reply to him. Snorting flow powder and going on a mental journey. Realizing that Neville is the hot one. Ron and Hermione in the back of the Ford. With the moon here and the Queen of Wands, it signifies you're both ready to jump into this fantasy reality with each other and have fun with it. At the end of the day, this is a soul contract for the both of you to experience together. Thank you, Pal 3. This has been your reading. Welcome, Pal 4. This is your reading to answer what void is he filling with you? And what is his mind, body, soul, heart, and surroundings have to say about it? Starting off with the heart, the Ace of Pentacles means he's ready and open to have some sort of flourishing relationship. With the Five of Pentacles and the King of Clubs, it shows that someone walked out the door, left him confused, and ended all contact, explaining why his heart is very open to new communication. However, with the Two of Clubs signifying a contract being under the body, it means he has some sort of set expectations for how his heart should be treated, and where this Ace of Pentacles opportunity really is defined. With Three of Pentacles, he's been admiring you from afar, probably through social media, and is welcoming the challenge of winning over your heart. As for the High Priestess under his soul energy, it's looking like he's incredibly intuitive. The main reason why he was able to spot you and feel that connection with you and want to, fight for you and have that opportunity with you. His personality cards is Kitten Spears, and this amazing all-seeing eye, which is about being connected to source in order to know where the opportunity lies to plant your own seeds and achieve self-sufficiency. Kitten Spears is about being the center of attention, but being super sassy about it and kind of not necessarily caring about the status quo, but emerging from out of nowhere and creating a completely different atmosphere or industry. This card represents the hindering thought which leads him to contact you. It says, hey, so I'm pooping at the 7-Eleven and your number was carved on the wall. Do you want to hang out? This means the way he contacted you or the way you guys met was out of the blue. And this is what he replies to himself when these kinds of thoughts come up in his head. It says, "What can I say? Legends don't die, bro. I'm hearing what you're saying and I'm loving it. I mean, yeah, but you used to cry in gym class like all the time. I told you to only text me if it was an emergency. This does not sound like an emergency. Calvin, you know I'm in pottery from 3 to 5, same as every other Wednesday." And this is the response, supporting card to the hindering thought about you. "Flitch has finally banned blank from the halls at Hogwarts." And this is what he thinks you'll reply. "Being as shit at Quidditch as the Chudley Cannons. Putting my basilisk in your chamber of secrets. Arousal potions. Having inappropriate sex with the first year student." With the Magicians and the Ace of Wands, he's expecting you to answer his calls with a very excited energy and a very ready to jump at the opportunity that he's handing out to you, but isn't really understanding. This is the card signifying how he perceives you. It says shadow self, denial, projecting shame. I know that when this card comes up for me, it means that whoever's perceiving me with this card, it's because I was doing something to push them away and they came back and started perceiving me as the bad person or the weak one or stuff like that. And this signifies your connection. It says the polar bear. And it's kind of the idea about using the darkness to shield yourself. If you come at a baby polar bear cub, the mother, she's not going to just growl at you and hope you disappear. She will make sure you're dead. It's kind of like, sure, he's coming with this opportunity, but at the end of the day, are you really safe to be yourself and not be perceived on? This card signifies the void he unconsciously wants you to fill. It says headaches, migraines, and sinus problems. Headaches and migraines point out to our third eye. When we have a migraine, it means that our third eye is experiencing intense amounts of energy that it cannot handle. So we start to feel dizzy, intense pains, because we're not perceiving reality correctly. Sinus problems are also about not being able to perceive reality correctly. Quite literally having toxins within your body that your body is trying to push out. And with this sharp knife, cut out these toxins and behavior he has, which leads him to create these migraines and headaches within himself. It says, clear my head, release my pain, so I can be healthy once again. With magical power, I bless this tea, dispel this ache, remove it from me. Thank you, Pile 4. This has been your reading. Welcome, Pile 5. This is your reading to answer what void is he filling with you, and what is his mind, body, soul, heart, and surroundings have to say about it. His surroundings are stressful. With the Nine of Swords, it's like everything needs a solution and it needs it now. And with this tower moment under his body, in the 3D reality, he's very stressed out and in need of this 3 cups moment. With the Queen of Wands as his mind's energy, he's looking to find someone he can enjoy life with and not just see it as stress, and wants that happily ever after moment. He wants to be able to give that opportunity to you and change your life and be lucky with you. But at the same time, he knows that you don't want to share him, and he doesn't share those same perspectives with you because he wants to be in the garden frolicking with everybody, or with all of his opportunities in life. And if you two don't come to a place where you can see eye to eye or come from the same perspectives. His personality cards are Moggy Osborne and the Lovers. You can see behind him there's an upside down pentacle, meaning he sees himself as a wizard who is able to manipulate reality and get out of it what he wants. Like with the Six of Diamonds, this card is about being lucky and getting what you want at the end of the story. And with this Lovers card, it's like his main priority is to live in high frequencies and be happy and spread love and create more love, and but also have the financial backing to be able to do all of that. He's with the honey, it's like he's literally dripping in ability to manifest, and that's why he wants to live that with you and change your life. This is the hindering thought which leads him to contact you. It says, do you think you can make it to my hamster's funeral tomorrow? He contacts you when something life-changing happens and needs someone that isn't what his environment is like to come and flip it upside down. These cards represent what he responds to himself when he has these thoughts about you. It says, that was really forward. I've never heard you say anything like that. What can I say? I like to have fun and lots of it. This is your boss. Chris, I think you have the wrong number. I'm shopping for blenders at Kohl's. Can this wait? I've been waiting to hear you say that for a while, babe. Grandpa, I'm not in the mood for another one of your riddles. You two have for sure met in past lives. This is the supporting card of the hindering thought he has of you. It says, blank is what I use as my memory for Patronus. Blank, the sexual tension between Harry and Hermione. Fudge's green bowler hat. Dolores Umbridge saggy tits. Voldemort's nose less face. With the Patronus, it's like he's physically looking at something which reminds him of you, but also reminds him of what he lost. And these cards signify how he thinks you'll respond. With the Lovers and the Two of Cups, it's like he expects you to have that mutual understanding with him of why he wants you in his life. And with the Lovers, he thinks that you feel the same way, so that when he contacts you, he expects you to answer right away and be loving. Thank you, Pile 5. This has been your reading. Welcome, Pile 6. This is your reading for what void is he filling with you, and what is his mind, body, soul, heart, and surroundings have to say about it. The mind's under this Nine of Cups energy, meaning he's been thinking about you quite a bit and is reaching this moment where he's wants to hang out and experience this Two of Swords moment. Two of Swords is about intuitively knowing, and he's chosen you to experience this because of the Two of Clubs, which is about having this contract to create a safe space of non-judgment and really experience what life has to offer. He knows you two meeting was destiny and knows you see him as this youngling who's learning, and he understands that you're having this temperance moment with him of enjoying watching him experience this learning you understand it from a loving perspective, which is this Two of Cups, where that's really where his void is, of not having someone in his daily life who shows that empathy back at him when he's being harsh with himself. This is his energy and personality card. With the Hermit and Cat Stevens, it's like when he finally does decide to reach out to you, he feels like it's this big dramatic moment of extending this theatrical opportunity to you. But for you, it's kind of just another day or just another opportunity in the stack of everything, all the attention you're getting. With the Hermit card, he's also the type of person who likes to stay inside and keep to himself and learn from his own habits and experiences. This card represents how he perceives you. It says manifesting multidimensional perception and attunement. And this card represents the connection between you two. Walking sticks only walk into sacred spaces. He sees you as that person who is extremely enlightened and is here to share that knowledge with other people to help them reach that. The void he's looking to fill by contacting you, it says end a curse. He could be experiencing some intense darkness which has been following him for a very long time, and you as this light being who can help him get through that. This is the hindering thought he has, which leads him to contact you. It says, hey, I got some silly string for tonight ready to get loose. This energy is just about wanting to have fun and be innocent and playful. And these are what he responds to himself. It says, I have a response to that. And it is, mind your dang beeswax, chief. Wow, it's been so long. How you looking these days? I told you not to text me before 1 a.m. Isn't that written in the Bible somewhere? Damn. As your student, I definitely can't help with that. But good luck. This is a supporting card for the hindering thought. For the hindering thought about you. It says, blank likes the idea of getting effed by the giant squid. And these are the cards signifying what he thinks you'll reply to him. Draco and Harry 69ing, Wizard Feminist, Oliver Wood's Special Wand, Moaning Like Myrtle, Madame Rosmerda's Bouncy Tets. We're brought back to this temperance moment of you holding space and him being aware that you're holding space for the lessons he's learning, and him and you seeing him as the hermit with these illusions, and he wants to fantasize about you with these illusions, and the moon card being here. But with it saying Myrtle's the one mowing, it's almost like you don't have that same feeling behind it that he does, because although the Nine of Cups is here in his mind, his heart is the Hierophant energy, which is about deep level connection with the universe. I'm not sure when it cut out, but I just wanted to say thank you, Pile 6, for watching.